Hello everybody, it is Saturday the 3rd of September 2022 and I'm come back to a place that was here 4.5 years ago. I have behind me Dirleton Castle, and when I last filmed here I missed a few things, so this vlog is a combination of the stuff I filmed today and from February 2018. The longest gap between start and finish of a vlog I've ever done. Welcome to another vlog. So, I am here at the gatehouse at Dirleton Castle, and I missed this last time, which you'll see in a minute. So I thought I'd catch up now when I'm doing a reenactment event for Historic Saltire here. Bit annoyed myself. It means the Dirleton vlog could have been out 4 years ago, but because I missed this important bit here, I couldn't complete it. And it's taken all this time to get back. They've closed it off because of surveys they're doing across the whole of their portfolio, Historic around the Scotland, to make sure that the walls are safe. They are slowly opening sites up again. St Andrew's Castle had the same situation, which I've been to more recently, and yeah, they've also had it in Jedburgh and Kilavrock, and I think Tantallon's got the same. So basically any property that has walls, they've done surveys on to make sure that the walls stay up. So this is basically my tour of the bits I've missed, and then we'll get into the bits I filmed last time. Now the hat you see here is the same hat that I had at Dirleton. Difference is it's been washed out a little bit from rain and multiple cycles in a washing machine, but it is the same hat. So that's your continuity here. So I think the frames are different and the hat is the same. So that's your continuity. And down there the guys are doing some fight practice, which I've done a bit of, but I needed 5 minutes, so I'm out doing this instead. One of the interesting things of Dirleton is the bowling green. There's a bowling club in the middle of the grounds, which you're not quite able to see here because of the exposure. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah, through the trees there, as you can see, is a bowling green. A unique feature to Dirleton. Within the garden grounds, the local bowls team plays. They were there last night. And this is where I came in to the castle last time. Let's go and explore what happened in 2018. And it is Tuesday, the 20th of February 2018. Well, for colour and gardens, you're not going to get much at this time of year because all the beds are obviously empty. But certainly a nice little bit of parkland, and most of this has been landscaped according to the notice from the 1800s, so 19th and 20th centuries. So they're fairly modern by comparison to the rest of the castle grounds. Of course, landscape gardens aren't new things to castles. This is, you know, castles are either military strongholds or they're going to be lovely palaces. One of the two, they're not usually going to be one or the other, but this is quite nice. It's got, you know, kind of a charm being quite bare at this time of year. I'm sure it'll be gorgeous once all the flowers are in the beds and all the plants are there, but at the moment, this is quite nice. But you can see maybe in the trees there is the aim of my trip. You can see the castle just coming poking out behind there. Oh, look what's up ahead. A ducat. Spot the ducats. All the ducats you get in all these places. My first stop. A ducat. This one looks like it might be occupied. May not have to actually go into it this time. Same idea as Tantalon. It's not Tantalon, except this one looks like it could be used. No, it's not. Ooh, ouch. So this one there's a bit more barred on it. Don't know if you can see in there. That's another window at the top there. Right, here we are, around the back of this wonderful site. Oh, what a way of shining a light on the proceedings, eh? Right in there. Obviously there's always going to be parts of the structure that's maybe dangerous or not 100% right, a little damaged. Look at that, that is fantastic. Fantastic shots. Onto the steps, up to the castle. So you have here's the castle. So you're building that's probably 1300s. It's designed at style. That's the original part of the building there. The Halliburton's alterations, which they went into and did work with. And then you've got quite an interesting change, because then you've got the 1500 styles. You can see immediately there's a difference. So you've got there the 1300s, and then you've got the 1500s there, and you can see it's quite a marked change. And there would have been some sort of crest or you know, that's sitting there. But this is the Direlton lodgings. Let's get that right. There we are, empty stairwell that's been destroyed. You can see some of the steps going up there, some of the base blocks have collapsed. That's in here. Ooh, there's more than one level to this. Ooh, what's this? Interesting. Whoa! So can I go down the stairs? Right. This is a well. 7 meters deep. 7 feet, that wouldn't be that deep. 7 meters, quite deep. Here we go. Where are we into now? Looks like some sort of basement or kitchen area. Possibly vaulted room. Yes, lesser hall or kitchen. Quite a small lesser hall if it is a lesser hall, but I suppose you can't really see much here with the lighting as it is, but it's got a vaulted ceiling. Look at that. Look at that, that's brilliant. Definitely more an earlier design anyway, 13th century, 14th century. So we have in here the Direlton Castle. Look at the vaults, look at the Gothic architecture here. Another thing that is missing is the plastering, the coving that you're seeing in that picture that goes to the ceiling. That's worn away, but you can see the lines going all the way up to the bottom top. Fabulous vaulted room. Fabulous. It's going to be further in. Oh yes, look. Look, more stuff. All steps to go up in a minute. That's a lavvy. Latrine. We've got a little miniature private chamber here. Look at the vaulted ceilings in this place. Wow. I like that. Right. So, stairs. Let's go. There we are. What a lovely view of the surroundings. Not high enough to see Tallon, which is in that direction. There's North Berwick over there. Then on to the Firth of Forth. The following information disclaimer is through this book here. Gives you an idea of the castle and the basis of it. So, Dirleton Castle has sat on its rocky perch for almost 800 years. For the first 400 years, it served as the fortress residence of three noble Scottish families, the Devoes, Halliburtons and Ruthens, who lorded it over the rich and medieval barony of Gillane and Direlton. The subsequent downfall of the Ruthens, for their plotting against James VI, saw the castle abandoned as a noble residence. The siege by Oliver Cromwell's soldiers in 1650 rendered it militarily unserviceable. Ooh, yeah, well, I've heard of that story before. When the Nesbits purchased the Dirleton estate in the 1660s, they built a new mansion house, Archerfield, nearby. The ancient ruined castle thereafter became an eye-catching feature of the new design landscape, lovingly tended by estate gardeners. Today, both castle and gardens at Dirleton are attractions in their own right, two sides of the same coin. Well, I'm seeing only one side today because the other side is kind of something that we can't really see because it is February. So you're seeing the landscaping, but you're not seeing any of the plants or anything that's in with them. So that's one of those things today. But there's certainly a lot of architecture there, and you can see the architecture in this place. It really is fabulous. So let's have a walk around a bit further, shall we? And see what else lies in stores here. So Mary Queen of Scots was involved in here in some way or another through the Earl of Ruthven, involved in murdering David Rizzio. Wow. Ooh, interesting, because that was the start of Mary's downfall, was the murder of Rizzio, with Darnley being implicated. So things are quite low in this. I bumped my head a couple of times. Right. Ooh. Oh, look, some stonework here. Look at this. Ooh, bits of masonry. Nice. This is quite a cavernous cellar. Fairly well complete as well. Obviously you've got different walls for different parts of it. But wow, that's quite a substantial area of storage that's still more or less intact. Wow. You don't get many of these. You really don't. It's quite cool. I mean, as it was mentioned in that little plaque there, it was saying that obviously when rates of tenancies were put in, it was down to rates in kind, so it would be food or livestock. It wouldn't just be money. It usually wouldn't be money, it would be livestock of some sort that would be in here. So these cellars had to be big to store all the rents from the lands, from the tenants. And it's amazing how complete this is actually, because, you know, these vaults and cellars obviously are less likely to fall apart, but I still think it's quite cool to see this. You know, it's falling in its own, doing its own way, but can't get in here. The stairwell is saying no admittance, so there's obviously some sort of problem there, so maybe something I'll have to do the next time. So what they used to do, this is the kitchen area, and then you'd have that little that bit there with the servery, and basically come up and they put whatever food they have on them, just use the book for example, and then somebody on the other side would come and take the food into the Great Hall. But you think all these cauldrons and fireplaces and spits and everything that'll be in here, and the amount of food that must have been done in here. And you go into the fireplace itself, look how high up it is. It's like, wow. That goes right high up, and that's a chimney, of course. Then you've got another one here. There are better examples of kitchens like this. One of them is Dirleton Castle, but this one's not bad. So this is the Great Hall of the Halliburtons. And then you've got down the bottom there, which we'll get a closer shot in a minute, the buffet, the stone buffet, where the family silver was displayed. It's quite an ornate piece of design there. Look a bit closer. So you'd have your plates and you'd have your cups and your goblets and your knives sitting there on that. There's actually 3 halls here, each for each part of the castle's history. So you've got DeVoe's Hall, you've got the Ruthven's Hall, and you've got this one, the Halliburton's Hall. So it's quite unique in that respect. It's got 3 great halls, but this is the biggest of what I've seen of the halls. Obviously it's to the elements, but this is the space they would have entertained in, and that stone buffet is gloriously lovely. Come into the shadow there so you can see it better. There we are. So the stone buffet there is gloriously lovely. Religion was an important thing for lords and ladies in the past, and to have some sort of chapel area in the castle isn't unknown. The Halliburtons were quite devout, what I'm reading. And there's 2 bits to here. You've got the chapel bit here, and then you've got the priest chamber over there. And basically, this is where they worship, and they split it into different times of the day they pray. They prayed a lot. They prayed a lot. I mean, I think once a Sunday is a lot for people nowadays. Just imagine trying to do it 8 times a day potentially, which is what they're saying that would happen here. But this is obviously a room of contemplation and prayer. Obviously time has worn away a little bit, but you can see elements of the Gothic nature. Look at the stonework there. You know, some of the work that's been done to make this brilliant. I mean, this is the thing. There's some stonework elements you can see. And overlooking it is the stores. It's the cellar. Now that's a glorious view of the cellar from earlier. Oh, down we go. Prison and pit time. Oh, these steps are actually quite... Oh, you wouldn't get a child on these steps. They're a bit of a high steps on them. Oh, this is more like just a little coven pit. Not overly great. Very basic. I don't think I've seen many chapels where the prison or the pit, where people are kept before they're put to trial or get their punishment, comes from. And this is 2 levels. There's a level down below this, but above here is the chapel, is the bit of place of worship. So, but there's different levels in medieval times that people had for imprisonment. If you were highborn, you tended to be in locked quarters in the more stately parts of the place. You then have areas like this for people who are not so highborn, slightly comfortable. And then you've got the lowborn, the workers, the slaves, the dregs of society. They go down into the pit down there, and they have virtually no light and nothing to see. Obviously, you've got to remember this is lit, so people can see round and walk upstairs. But those stairs are quite steep. They are really steep. The stairs are there. Those stairs are quite steep, so you can imagine being thrown down here, and it would have been quite horrible. But you probably would have been just thrown down into this pit that you see down here. You probably would have just been chucked right into it. Simple as that. There wouldn't be any stairs or anything. You'd be pulled up afterwards. You'd be thrown into it. It wouldn't be a nice experience. So yeah, there we are. Here we go. So that's it. There we are. That's the prison area. So there we are, Dirleton Castle in 2018 and here in 2020. Have you been to Dirleton Castle? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. It is open for the gardens, 9 to 5, 9 to half 5. Full information is on Historic Scotland's website. Go check it out. The gardens change all throughout the year. Lovely late summer flowers and that as well. This time it was rather ballerina last time I was down here in the gardens, but that was in February. But if you like this video, don't forget to like it and share it with the hashtag teamstructor. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell so you know when a new video comes out. General new video every Sunday at 4 PM GMT. I am back next week with another video. Until then guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you later.